Hey guys, Jeremiah with Steps Pressure Washing and More. Today we're heading out. We've got a big day. We have a total of 5 projects at 3 houses. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I generally will count each project, and I try and do about 3 to 4 a day. That's where my happy place is as a solo operator. 3 or 4 a day keeps me feeling like I'm not going nuts. And so today's gonna be a bigger day than normal. Starts off our week, which is great. And the best part of today is last night we hit what we call Blackberry Winter. If you're not from the South or you're not familiar with Blackberry Winter, that's where you have a nice long stretch of hot, and then all of a sudden it gets really cold as the blackberries are blooming. And it happens every year. It's one of those things, once you see it, you know it. And so we got down into the 30s last night after being at 94 on Saturday. So it was like 36 hours. We dropped like 60 degrees almost. So we are, in full winter gear again. Got pants, jacket. I don't quite have my hat on, but we are supposed to be getting back up into the 70s today. Dropping down to about 40 tonight. So it's going to gradually warm back up through the week. But this is earlier than normal. Our pollen was earlier than normal. We're just on a different rhythm. And if you're able to notice the rhythm, you're able to, I guess, plan a little better. It helps me, get customers booked when they say things like, well, I want to wait for after pollen. It's like, okay, well, we got early pollen. So I know that I can book up late April instead of early May and not have a ton of customers reschedule on me. But anyway, we are going out. We've got 3 houses, a driveway, and a gutter cleaning, and it's going to be great. The driveway and house wash is for a repeat client. We were out there almost 2 years ago. The house wash is for the parents of one of my other clients that I do every year. I actually need to give them a call to see if they're ready to go, because I usually do their house every May. And the last house is right down the road from here in our neighborhood. We're doing their gutter cleaning and house wash. We do their gutters about twice a year. Sometimes they'll do it on their own. Sometimes they'll have me come out. But today we're going to go out and do their gutters, do their house wash, and I'm feeling it. I'm ready to go. Let's get this big week started. All right, we're on house number 1. Got a beautiful home here. Some string lights dangling down right over here. Some lights on some posts over here. We've got the BE Whirlaway ready to rock and roll on this driveway. It's definitely looking like it needs a little love. I have a few spots on here where we're just missing chunks out of the cream. It kind of almost looks like we had a maybe some ice melt on here that just kind of like ate away at certain chunks. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that on there. We do have oxidation present. I haven't checked yet today, but I know from the past, yeah, pretty good amount of oxidation there. Just in the past, this was an issue they noted was another pressure washer came out and they let it dry, and you can't let it dry. So it was pretty much oxidation all over the whole thing, including the north side. And again, it's been about 2 years since we were last out here. And got a good bit of algae buildup, especially on the north areas. Alright, here we go. Got an active wasp nest in this corner. They are resting right now. They will not be resting when we come back through with SH. Have a small piece of siding right up here that's kind of bent out. All right, we're going to come around here to the southern facing side. It's a pretty standard 2-story home. I think it's like 2,200 square feet, something like that. Yeah, this one's pretty good oxidized as well. We will be pre-wetting anything in the sunlight today, just to not make the oxidation worse. And also all the vegetation, because again, it's been a few weeks since we've had any rain. We're in a severe drought in North Carolina right now, so we're going to be doing our best to maintain the integrity of the vegetation, especially those roses over there. They're going to get soaked before we start on the front. All right, I'm going to get started on this one. I love these days when there's almost no wind. You know, I'm able to hit the peaks with the 8 gallon a minute pretty easy, but oh my gosh, those windless days where you don't have all that SH coming right back down on you. Pretty nice. We're doing our standard 0.9. We're back up to our normal. Today we diluted it down. We had a couple of fast drying hardy board houses last week, so we cut it down a little bit just to make sure we weren't losing paint color or oxidizing, and we were just keeping it simple, straightforward, and happy. We were washing very small sections. And today we're able to wash a little bit bigger of sections. We're trying to do about 1/4 of the house at a time, maybe a little over. We're just being very mindful of oxidation risks. As we usually do. This client asked for a window cleaning quote, so we're going to go ahead and get that typed up before we leave. We use House Call Pro as our CRM, so it's super fast, super easy to make a quote, an estimate, send it over to them, and it's also literally the only way that I can keep track of my schedule during these busy months, because I mean, I'm not going to remember 15 different addresses, 15 different pricings, what all we're covering, some images of certain things like decks. It's just really, it keeps my life in order, and it's the only reason that I am able to work at this scale. I actually got House Call Pro about 2 weeks after I watched this house last, because I was losing control of my schedule at that point. And that was almost 2 years ago. Never looked back. Alright, here we go. We are working on this driveway. I do believe this is the first time it's been cleaned. And we're coming on through. I'm just getting it cleaned up. Alright, still drying, but it's looking great. I'm ready for house number 2. Alright, out on job number 2. Beautiful wraparound porch here. Definitely been a little bit since it was last washed. Got a little green up here on anything that's northern facing. And a lot of green here on the north side. Definitely looks like there was an effort to be made up to a certain point, but we're gonna get it cleaned all the way up today. Homeowner did a lot of prep for us. I'm gonna be pre-wetting off all of the fence that meets up with the house, just to help minimize how much of that weathering comes off today. Gonna be doing the porch railings back here as well. We do include porch railings on all of our houses, so that generally adds a little value for the customers as we go out. We did a walk around with the client, so we're all aware that there's oxidation on the southern side, and I've got about 110 gallons in my buffer tank, so we're ready to rock and roll. Using our standard 1%. About a 10 to 15 minute dwell. All this is going to need. All right, easy peasy on that one. It was a little over 2 hours from setup to breakdown. I did walk around with the customer for about 15 minutes, just, you know, chit-chatting a little bit, making an impression. This was a new client. This was a referral from somebody who we've been working with, actually a friend of mine who we've been working with for many years. And so we are running a little bit behind on time. I know 5 projects is a lot for me. I'm normally not a very fast guy. I'm a little slow, and I know that. So we are going to do what we can. I am going to be right down the road from my own personal house, which gives me the opportunity to do 2 things. One, not have to worry about drive time to get home because I'll already be there. And 2, if I absolutely need to, I will just talk to my neighbor and say, hey, how about I come back out tomorrow morning and do the house wash after doing the gutter clean. So we'll see what time-wise ends up being. Neighbor's pretty cool, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that. I do have some plans with the wife tonight, so I don't want to be the guy who gives gives everything to his company. I own my company doesn't own me. So when I have the ability to prioritize my family, I will prioritize my family, especially because I have one job on for tomorrow. You know, what would having a house wash first thing in the morning add to that? So I am definitely thinking that's going to happen, but we shall see what my timeline is once we get back to my neighborhood. All right, hang on. All right, really glad that we started doing this twice a year. I've cleaned up most of the gutters so far, just got the back of the house, but I've got a massive pile on that tarp. That is just what hasn't fallen in the yard. And that's just from like 5 months. So I'm really excited we started doing this twice a year. Not a bad day at all. We got 4 of our 5 projects done. That leaves us with 2 projects on for tomorrow. Luckily, the last job that we were not able to finish up, that is on my way to every job. So it will be on my way to tomorrow's job. So I'll just stop in, wash the house real quick, and head out to North Raleigh. All right, well, that is gonna do it for me today, guys. Y'all be safe out there.